Can non-U.S. entities file ISF in the U.S.? Can the importer security filing, ISF, be completed by a non-U.S. entity with a U.S. presence, such as a branch or subsidiary? Let's dive right in and find out. When it comes to completing the ISF filing, it is important to understand the role of a customs broker. A customs broker is an individual or company that is licensed by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, to assist importers and exporters in meeting their customs obligations. Having a U.S. presence, such as a branch or subsidiary, does not automatically grant the authority to file the ISF. However, there are certain scenarios where a non-U.S. entity with a U.S. presence can indeed complete the ISF filing. One such scenario is when a non-U.S. entity establishes a U.S. subsidiary or branch that is registered with the CBP. In this case, the U.S. subsidiary or branch can act as a customs broker and fulfill the ISF filing requirements on behalf of the non-U.S. entity. It's crucial for the U.S. subsidiary or branch to obtain the necessary customs broker license to carry out these duties effectively. By doing so, the non-U.S. entity leverages its U.S. presence and meets the ISF filing requirement without any issues. Another consideration when it comes to completing the ISF filing is the requirement for a U.S. customs bond. A U.S. customs bond is a contract between the importer of record, the surety company, and the CBP. It ensures compliance with CBP regulations, including the ISF filing. Typically, a non-U.S. entity would need a customs bond to complete the ISF filing. However, if the U.S. subsidiary or branch has already obtained a customs bond, it can fulfill this requirement and complete the ISF filing on behalf of its parent company. It is worth noting that the U.S. subsidiary or branch must have the necessary knowledge, expertise, and resources to handle the ISF filing process. This includes understanding the ISF requirements, gathering the required information, and submitting the filing accurately and timely. A comprehensive understanding of the customs regulations and compliance measures is crucial to avoid any penalties or delays in the import process. Therefore, it may be beneficial for the non-U.S. entity to work closely with the U.S. subsidiary or branch to ensure a smooth ISF filing process. Lastly, it is important to consider the overall structure of the international trade agreement between the non-U.S. entity and its U.S. presence. The agreement should clearly outline the responsibilities and obligations related to customs compliance, including the ISF filing. It should specify the role of the U.S. subsidiary or branch in completing the filing and any necessary arrangements for sharing information and resources. Having a well-defined agreement ensures a seamless integration of customs processes and facilitates efficient trade operations. To summarize, a non-U.S. entity with a U.S. presence, such as a branch or subsidiary, can complete the ISF filing under certain circumstances. This includes establishing a U.S. subsidiary or branch registered as a customs broker, obtaining a U.S. customs bond, and ensuring the necessary knowledge and resources to fulfill the filing requirements. It is crucial to have a clear understanding of customs regulations and compliance measures to avoid any complications in the import process. Thank you for joining us on this episode of our Customs Brokerage video series. If you found this information valuable, make sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for our upcoming videos on various customs-related topics. We look forward to sharing more insights with you soon. Until then, happy trading! Disclaimer notification below.